That's on the inside. Yeah. I think it's called for 9:30.
We're probably not gonna make it on. We're not gonna make it.
No, we just got 5 minutes.
Kind of trying to make it.
I have to go.
Yeah.
Okay, Rabotai. We are continuing on Mishna Berurah, Hilchot Tefillin, Shulchan Aruch, Siman Lamed Zayin. And we started with Sif Aleph of Gadol, Schar Mitzvat Tefillin, V'chol Mi She'eino Manicham U'Bichlal Poshei Yisrael B'Gufan. We went on a lengthy explanation of how amazing Mitzvat Tefillin is, how it is compared with all of the mitzvot of the Torah, Shakul Keneged Kol HaMitzvot Kulan, and the protection, the mystical protection of the Tefillin, and all of the explanations that the Kaf HaChaim and the Ben Ish Chai mentioned as well. Now, Shulchan Aruch says, Mitzvatan liyotam alav kol hayom. Really, the mitzvah of Tefillin is to wear them the entirety of the day. You wear them as long as is day. You wake up in the morning, you put on Tefillin, you go about your day with Tefillin on you. Aval mipnei shechrichim guf naki, shlo yafiach b'hem, shlo yasiach da'ato mehem. But there are two different halachot of Tefillin that make it very difficult and impractical for regular people nowadays to keep a proper mitzvah of Tefillin, and that is you need a guf naki. A person cannot let gas with having Tefillin on them. That's asur. And also, you cannot be mesiach da'at. While having Tefillin on, you have to always be mindful of the Tefillin. Aside from the moments that you learn Torah and the moments that you're davening Tefillah of Shemona Esrei, those need specific focus, so you don't have to constantly be mindful of the Tefillin. But aside from that, any moment that you have the Tefillin on, you're supposed to be mindful of the fact that you have Tefillin, and that is, for many people, not very practical. It's not easy. Not every layman could be really careful in that, and therefore, the minhag has evolved not to put them the whole day. Now, there are many tzaddikim, many Talmidei Chachamim, Rashi Yeshivot, that they do put them as much as they can. For instance, one of my friends married the granddaughter of David Feinstein, alav shalom, the son of Rav Moshe Feinstein, and he said when he comes from the yeshiva after first seder, he puts on his tefillin or in top, whatever it is, and he learns with the tefillin and writes the entire day until Shkia. No one knows that unless you marry the granddaughter and you're actually inside the house and you see him. But Rav David Feinstein was the most Litvish of backgrounds and the most regular type of Rosh Yeshiva, but nevertheless, he was, hiddenly, he was makpid on this part of Shulchan Aruch because he was careful, and the mitzvah is, again, as Shulchan Aruch says, kol hayom. Na'agu shelo la'anicham kol hayom, u'mikol makom sarich kol adam, lizaher b'hem liyotam alav b'shat kriyat shema v'tfilah. But at least in the time of kriyat shema and tfilah, every person should have them on, to which the Mishna Berurah writes over here, ליותם עליו כל היום, בזמן קצר כזה, בקל יכול להיזהר מהפכה ומהסחטת. In a short time of tefillah and shema, everybody could be careful from those two items that we mentioned. A person should be mindful of. בשעת קריאת שמע, דכל הקורא קריאת שמע בלא תפילין. We learned in the Gemara that if you say shema without tefillin, כאילו מעיד עדות שקר בעצמו. We just had this in Brachot Daf Yud Aleph Amud Bet, that if you say shema without having tefillin on, it's like you are testifying a falsified testimony, and therefore you should do it with tefillah. Siman Kaf Hey. Earlier on in Siman Kaf Hey, we discussed this. V'zeu lekol adam. Aval anshe maaseh, says Chafetz Chaim, anshe maaseh tzadikim, special people, chasidim, nohagim lilmod achar tefillah b'tefillin. They sit and learn with tefillin after the tefillah. But you have to be careful not to speak with, idle talk with the tefillin. Because aside from the isur of Tvarim Betelim, you're also going to now take your mind off of tefillin, and that's the isur of Hesach Hadat. So if you're trying to do the humrah, the extra, so then you at least have to be careful in that. He says that the Vilna Gaon also speaks about this, and Be'ezrat Hashem will continue this in the days to come. Sorry, I have to leave today because, as of